Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another special MPJ Rock Show edition, and we're called Musical Peoples and Journeys because we like to meet musical people and we like to discover the journey that they're on. And so, joining us to tell us about their journey tonight is Matteo from the amazing rock band Damn Freaks. Hello, Matteo.
Hey, everybody. How are
you?
Are you well, Matteo?
Yeah.
Cool. Now, the most important question, because as you'll see, viewers, I'm wearing my Christmas jumper. I have shiny twinkling lights behind me because it's coming up to Christmas. Are you all set for Christmas, Matteo? Have you bought all your presents?
Almost.
Almost.
No, not really.
And the most important thing then, what is your Christmas wish? What do you hope Father Christmas is going to bring you? I mean, we're going to get to the important things first.
Actually, I was wishing for a great interview like this one, so that's fine.
And your dreams have come true. Oh, that's got to be the best answer of the year for
Absolutely.
sure.
Well, I'm okay.
Cool. Matteo, tell people about yourself then. Who are you? And tell us a little bit about the Damn Freaks. Let's talk about your journey. What is Damn Freaks? What's your genre, shall we say? And how did the band start?
All right. Okay. The band was it starts in the 2017 when actually at the time the band was a little different. We had a different singer and guitar player. Actually, our old singer, you might know him, is Iacopo Meille, which is the same singer of Tygers of Pan Tang,
okay.
Which is a British band, a famous British band from the 80s. Yeah, but you know that's the reason why he's not part of the band anymore, because he was very, very busy with that band. So our first two albums were with him. Okay. So now we have a new singer, which is Giulio Garghentini, but we also have a great guitar player, which is Alex De Rosso, and as you know, he used to play with Dokken in the in the beginning of the.
We should come on to Dokken. Absolutely, yeah.
So as I was saying, yeah, 2017 the first album, 2020 the second one, and now the third one, which is called The Three.
It is, and so were you in a band before the Damn Freaks then, or did you have, or was this the first band that you formed, or did you play in other bands before the Damn Freaks?
Yeah, actually, there was another band called Fool's Moon, and it was actually still with Iacopo Meille, the same singer we were talking about before. That was the other band before Damn Freaks. Basically, these are the only two bands. Talking about something serious. Okay.
And what do you do in the band? What do you play?
I'm the drummer.
The drummer.
But I'm the drummer, but I feel like I'm more than a drummer in this band because I'm like the manager of the band actually.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
You do all the hard work, my friend.
I'm the one who created this band. Who put everything together.
And are you involved in the process of writing the music and the lyrics, etc. as well, or?
Yeah, not that much. More on the lyrics than the music, actually, because the music is all. It always comes from the guitar player, and then we add the lyrics and the melody. So I'm involved more on the lyrics than the music.
So obviously you're 6 years in musical time isn't a huge amount of time, particularly obviously with COVID and obviously the whole world was hit quite badly, but Italy suffered the worst really in Europe in terms of being hit early on. And so how did that How did that? Because you mentioned obviously that people left the band and moved on. Was COVID a big responsibility for that? And then you found yourself having to hit the reset button afterwards.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's another reason why COVID made a lot of thinking and changing. No, you're right. That was one of the other reasons why we changed the band.
And has your style of music changed with the personnel change as well, or and how would you describe your music? If somebody, I mean, people can come and listen to the review that we did with the Damn Freaks against Dokken, but
sure.
How would you describe where you think your sweet spot in music lies? And do you think COVID changed that at all, and the change of the membership of the band?
It didn't change that much. I mean, of course, the guitar player is different, so you can feel that it's a little different. Before it was more, let's say, happier. I don't know if I can say this word. Now it's a little bit more, a little darker. But we all come from the 80s. Even the old guitar player, and we all grew up in the 80s. So basically, that's our, Sunset Boulevard. That's where we all come from.
So obviously, because you reached out to us and asked us to review your album, which I think was in July, and provided it was in that year, which we obviously reviewed it. And obviously, then I was looking for a matchup. And bizarrely and oddly, because I'd read that Dokken had some influence and supported you in terms of we'll find out a little bit in terms of what they are. And I couldn't resist but then match you up with Dokken. So it was a bit of a head to head. So I bet you were punching. You were going, oh damn you, Nigel. So tell me, obviously Dokken have been around since the 80s, which they're a great band. So how did that? You mentioned that one of the members of your band had a relationship or knew somebody within Dokken. So tell us about how that came about, and in what way do you think Dokken helped you with this latest album, if at all, that is?
No, I mean the influences, of course, are Dokken are very important for us, especially for the guitar player, because. It's unbelievable, but the guitar player, his favorite guitar player is actually George Lynch. So when he got the call from Dokken to replace him, it was like, wow, unbelievable for him. So he's actually very into the Dokken style. I don't know what to answer about it, but anyway, as I told you before, we are all into we grew up with the 80s, so that's where we come from. That's very easy, And
was Dokken one of those bands that influenced you? Had you listened to much Dokken before this relationship kind of developed, or?
Of course, definitely. Dokken is one of my favorite band, like for us. My favorite band actually would be another one, but it's anyway. We are still talking about the 80s. My favorite band is Bon Jovi.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta say, you've just made her day. You've just made her day. So. By the way, back in the day, I saw Bon Jovi live in the 80s. Me and Trish were talking about this the other day, and I think we ended up actually at the same concert back in, I think it was 88 or 89.
I was obviously a lot younger than you then.
You still are a lot younger than me, actually, as it happens, but there we go.
Since we were talking about Bon Jovi, Trish, I don't know if you know that one, but if you listen to the Crazy Ride track, which is the ninth
That's
of
what I picked as my favourite song.
Really? Crazy Ride?
Off the album, Crazy Ride
can believe
and
it.
Resurrection.
That's a song that I wrote with a singer, and it's dedicated to Bon Jovi. I mean, it talks about when I in the beginning I discovered Bon Jovi. I was like 13, and I fell in love with their music, and that's why I decided to be a musician. So that song is dedicated to them.
That's why I like it. I was 13 when I got to love them as well.
So, at this point, that was a really good point to kind of close on there with Trish telling you about her favourite tracks. Trish, we're going to hand over to the rock queen chick, and let's see what little questions that she has up her sleeve. Make it a Christmas one.
I don't have any Christmas ones.
I do. I've got loads coming his way.
You would, wouldn't you? Okay, so my first question is, how did you choose your band name?
Nice question. Actually, we were just looking for something that could sound good, at least for us. And I was like, there is this band called Damn Yankees.
Yeah.
Ted Nugent, Damn Yankees, and then there is another band, which is a band from the 90s, Mike Tramp, which is a freak of nature. I don't know if you know that band. And that's it. I just put together these names, Damn, Freaks. It sounds good to me. They're very easy,
Yeah.
So.
Okay, let me think now. You're probably going to answer this anyway, but it's a question I always ask. What is your favourite song on your latest album?
I think it might begin with Crazy.
It might not be.
No, actually, Trisha, it's not my favourite one. I mean, I love the song because I told you the reason why. But my favorite song of the album is actually My Resurrection, which is also, the videos song.
Yeah, those two.
That is my favourite.
I can also tell you as well. But yeah, I can also tell you the favorites of the rest of the band if you want.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
All right, let's talk about Giulio, the singer.
Okay.
His favorite one would be Dan Burning Mercy, the sixth one. Alex Rosso. My Time Has Gone for him, which is the seventh one, and The Land of Nowhere for Claudio, our bass player. So,
so you all like different songs on the album, bit of mix.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely very different.
Apart from Bon Jovi, who are some of your musical influences? And Dokken.
I mean, my favorite bands will be for sure, besides Bon Jovi, Def Leppard. I love Aerosmith.
Yeah.
But also Whitesnake, Van Halen,
all good 80s bands.
My staple diet growing up. So, but yeah, I saw them pretty much. When I watched David Lee Roth in concert, obviously X-Van Headed, and to me, it's still probably my all-time favorite concert I've ever been to. When I saw David Lee Roth in the '80s, but yeah, so yeah, watch Whitesnake and all the staple stuff, really, isn't it? So. Okay, Christmas. Can I ask a question? Christmas song. Christmas. It's Christmas. What is your favourite Christmas rock song? It's got to be a rock song now. What is your favourite Christmas rock song?
I don't really know actually. I don't know. Maybe just because I don't know what to answer. The very last one from Bon Jovi, which is Just Get Out. But I don't really know what to. There is a Bon
Jovi thing. What's the Bon Jovi one called? It's called.
Just Get Out. I don't even remember.
Someone put it in, didn't they?
Yeah, we have a song contest at work, and somebody put in the Bon Jovi, the Bon Jovi song thing. It didn't get any points from me, unfortunately, but I didn't get any points. But I'm talking about points. Obviously, the great Italian rock band Måneskin obviously did very, very well in Eurovision Song Contest. Look at that face. Are you planning to follow in the footsteps maybe one day and go and represent Italy in the Eurovision Song Contest?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
But it's made them superstars.
I know they are a superstar, but I'm an old guy. I'm not the kind. I mean, I'm going to turn 50 in a couple of weeks, so I'm not into it.
So what are you doing to support the album then? Are you doing a tour? Are you touring around Italy, Europe? What's the plan to obviously try and promote the album out there?
Yeah, during spring and summer we have a lot of festivals. So we really hope to travel around Europe as much as we can. It doesn't depend on us. So let's see what he's going to do.
So what's the biggest festival you're going to be playing then next year?
For sure, the Padova Metal Fest. It's actually here in Italy, in northeast of Italy. That's probably the biggest one for now, at least. Unless you have something in England.
Well, we have lots in England. I mean, but it was oddly, I was telling Trish I had a dream of actually, we put on an MPJ power metal album, power metal show. Somehow I won the lottery and then decided to put on this big massive rock show. A big festival, and invited all the bands that I personally love and that we've reviewed. So who knows? So maybe one day if I win the lottery, we'll do an MPJ rock concert, rock festival.
Okay.
It'll only be us.
In the case, don't forget about them, Trish.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely. Well, you've got yourself a ticket on the stage because you've done an interview with us. So anybody who's done an interview will be there. So that's for sure. So you've kind of done that anyway. So how do you? So would you describe your music then as a more modern kind of 80s kind of sound, or would you say it's firmly entrenched in the 80s sound? How would you describe it?
No, what can I say? That I'll tell you this little story. When I first met Alex, Alex Rosso, we said, what do we want to do? What kind of music we want to play? What can be our, let's say, inspiration? And we thought about like Lynch Mob, the other band from George Lynch. So that's basically, we feel like we are in a band like in the very beginning of the 90s. That's our kind of style right now. So it's not even very 80s, but in the very beginning of the 90s. Like Lynch Mob, so that's it.
Okay, Trish, any more questions from Trish?
What are some of the challenges you have faced as a band?
I'm sorry, Tricia?
What are some of the challenges you have faced as a band, as in making your music or recording, getting it out there?
Yeah. I know, we just like to play, to make music. It's very easy for us to make music. We don't really have a challenger. It just comes out very easy for us. And we were talking about Alex De Rosso before, is also our producer.
Okay.
It's
that
very
makes
easy.
it a lot easier. Yeah.
Very easy. For us, this time for the third album, it was like having like Bob Rock, somebody who knows how to do it. Differently from the other two albums where we didn't have like a duo. So in this case, there was Alex, which was also the producer.
So do you manage yourselves as a band rather than having a management team?
I'm sorry, Tricia, I didn't hear.
If Alex is the producer, do you manage the band together as one rather than having an external?
Exactly. He was very good on that. We're very professional. He knows what to do.
Okay.
So, yeah, because you mentioned right at the beginning that you're obviously more the drummer and the manager of the band. So is it down to you then for you to reach out to try and get the band lots of gigs and that sort of stuff? That's predominantly, I presume, obviously organising practice and that sort of stuff as well. But how do you find that then, if you're not represented by a management team, which I don't necessarily think is the right thing either? If you do get on the phone to clubs and venues and send them demo tapes, how do you go about trying to get yourself bookings then at venues and gigs? How do you work that?
Yeah, connections and a lot of emails. Yeah. I don't even know how many emails I sent for that.
A lot, I can imagine.
We also have a booking agency here in Italy.
Yeah.
So they are doing what they can do.
And which record label are you signed to?
It's called Andromeda Relics. It's an Italian label, actually. It's a very small label, but I would say like an old style label where they really feel what they're doing. We had other proposal from bigger labels, but they are not like what we were looking for. We don't want somebody. We just looking for somebody who takes care of us.
Yeah.
And how do they support you in terms of care, in terms of like promotions and that sort of stuff? Do they do anything? I'm always interested in terms of how supportive. Obviously, it's in their interest. The more popular you are, the more records they're going to sell. So how does a small record label such as Andromeda then support you in terms of promoting and stuff of the album?
Maybe it sounds strange. It shouldn't be in this way, but first of all, they put money on it, and it's crazy. But right now, labels are asking for money.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't. That's unbelievable. I mean, I'm giving you like an album, and you're asking for money. So that's what I'm saying. Andromeda Relics, it's a small one. They don't have many bands. But when they found the right band, they put money on it, and then of course they also help us with reviews, interviews, all this kind of webzine, magazine, that kind of stuff.
Fantastic. Okay, so excluding Bon Jovi, if somebody could buy you a Christmas present to get you a ticket to a band that alive or dead that you could see in concert, Bon Jovi not included. You could say Bon Jovi if you really wanted to, but who would that band be?
I saw Bon Jovi so many times, so that's fine with me.
Yeah.
No, probably I would say Kiss, because they are not going to play anymore. So and I lost the last tour, so probably I would say Kiss.
Okay, and do you plan on coming to the UK?
I'm planning, I don't know when, but I'm planning to come to UK. But I'll let you know for sure when.
Oh, we'll be there. We'll be there front row. So, Trish, any more questions from you? Have you got?
No, I don't.
She moans if I don't give her enough time and space.
Oh my
God! To answer all of her questions. She'll have a right go at me.
It's so I've come over all faint because we've got the Bon Jovi connection now, right?
We do. So listen, I've got you. Obviously, you've probably watched our review of our album, and I find your it's very interesting in terms of how I found the structure of your album, and I wanted to kind of get a bit more of a feed on that as well, because there's a lot of bands out there that are in your style, shall we say, and our first few tracks where it was very much power singing, high pitched kind of tempo singing, which I heard a lot of, and I'm going, oh god, it's just another kind of generic kind of band out there. But as the album went on, it I wouldn't say it mellowed, but I felt personally that because I enjoyed the Dokken album because I felt it was less was more, shall we say? And was the structure of your album deliberately to go, right, we've got to go in there, we're going to go in punchy, we're going to go where we're going to hit the rafters, and then we're going to kind of mellow that album kind of through? Because for me, that album, your album, was definitely a grower. The more I listened to it, the more I kind of it kind of grew me, and I enjoyed it. So was that deliberate from your perspective, or did you just kind of go like, how did you structure that album? Because it very much is an album of two halves.
No, it came out very easily. I mean, there is no like a rule for that. I mean, good riff, guitar riff, and Giulio made his voice on it very easy. I mean, it came out very easily. Alex was very good on that. Was very good on the production, and he knew what to do.
Fantastic.
But let me ask you, which is your favorite track?
Mine was My Redemption, because I felt that that's when the album changed. Okay. It was more kind of to my kind of style, if you see what I mean. So, but yeah. So I thought I just felt personally the first three tracks was like I'd kind of heard it before. Okay. I'd heard it before, and then the album changed and metamorphosized, and you kind of brought, and I felt it was more towards that. That's why I was interested in terms of how that Dokken influenced you, because I felt that you became less more. And I love my albums to be varied. I love my albums to be different. I'm a sucker for a rock ballad. You know, some of my crew don't like rock ballads, where I love rock ballads. So it kind of changed and kind of grew on me. So, but yeah, no, it's a good album. Good album. Okay.
Thanks.
So the plans for Damn Freaks in the future then. So your immediate plans are to get touring next year, to obviously support this album, and a fourth album in the horizon. Is that your what's your plans and aspirations for the band then in the next couple of years?
Yeah, no, sure. For sure, we are going to be out with a new album. I don't know when, of course, but now we are concentrated on on the tour. And then we'll see. Probably in 2025 we can be out with another one. But
oh yeah, you've got to live at the moment, haven't you? You've got to enjoy what you've just created.
Sure.
Some bands just go like 6 months later they're already writing the next band, it's the next album, which I find mad. But there we go. So what do I know?
Now it's time for concerts. Now it's time. Yeah. 2024 is going to be for that.
Rock on for concerts. Okay. What would be the ultimate festival you'd want to play in then? If you had to pick one festival that you could play anywhere in the world, what and where would that be?
Probably I would love to go to Sweden. There is a big festival there during the summertime. That's a great festival. I've been there once, and I'm still thinking about it.
Wow, fantastic! What was that festival called?
Sweden Rock Festival.
Swedish Rock Festival. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of bands that come out of Sweden. Sometimes I think we've done a whole show. About 6 acts all came from Sweden. So, but there we go. Okay, well, listen, Matteo, it's been an absolute joy to share, this little bit of time in terms of understanding your journey and the people involved. So, thank you very much for joining us. We wish you every success. Every success. Check out the MPJ playlist. I'll put together a little playlist to accompany the interview, so you can have a little taste of the Damn Freaks. But check them out. Check out our review with where we put up the Damn Freaks against Dokken, and both of
I saw that.
really good albums, both of them. Thank you very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed the show, please hit that like button. It does wonders for us. Hit the subscribe button for more interviews and album reviews. We've got album of the year review show coming up as well. And a personal thank you to Matteo. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, Matteo.
Much.
Thank you to
Thank
my
you, guys.
co-host.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much to my co-host Trish. Goodbye, everybody, and keep rocking out there. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.